is Eric Rude with 24 Hours of Lemons, and we're here at Autobahn Country Club, and this is the Charnal MetSHO, and this is Mike Gruizinga, who helped build it, and he's going to walk us around and show us this car. So what is this to start with?
Okay, so this is a Geo Metro that Charnal House originally built in 2009, and we use a mid-mounted SHO drivetrain and subframe.
There you go. So that's a 3-liter V6?
That's a 3.2-liter SHO. It's from a 93 SHO manual transmission. The car is a 94 two-door Geo Metro. Originally came with the 3-cylinder in the front.
Excellent. And the bodywork is like a 935 that raced at Le Mans in the 80s, correct?
That's correct. So we've been through several themes with the car over the years. We try to amp it up each time. Last year, for the 10th anniversary, we released the Porsche 935.
Excellent.
Sponsored by Awful Computer, which is, of course, a parody of the 1981 24 Hour of Le Mans Apple Computer sponsored Porsche.
So what is the bodywork made out of?
The bodywork, we designed it on the computer, and then we just printed it out with huge sheets of paper and transferred it to aluminum signs that we bought from a junkyard in Chicago. It actually has a sign junkyard.
A sign junkyard?
Kohler Power signs from a sign junkyard.
That's amazing.
At the Charnal House, we like to recycle any type of old bone we can find.
Excellent. So what's in the front if the engine's got a couple of helpers?
Up front we have the cooling pack, which is from a Ford F-150 radiator. We have a 15-gallon cell, which is a little small for this car at the time, at the moment. We also use a BMW electric cooling pump, and these are Dodge Intrepid 3-speed fans.
And so you extended the front of this out with square tubing, it looks like?
That's correct, yeah. In order to get the bodywork to look right, we had to redesign the whole cooling pack. So with the old bodywork, we had the Ford Taurus radiator actually jammed in here and a much shorter front end, but we've actually added roughly 6 feet to the length of the car with this newest theme.
That's spectacular. All right, cool. So what's it like to drive?
Well, it's getting a little bit better, but it's still a little weird. We use a junkyard source coilover suspension, and the dampers are all mismatched. So that can be kind of interesting. The car kind of teeter-totters around. And it also has a 58% rear weight bias, so it's kind of like a big pendulum back there.
Excellent.
But it makes pretty good power, and it's fun.
Yeah. So I've noticed that there's a big scoop here and a blow-off valve, and if we look up, there's an intercooler mounted on the roof. Why is that on the roof?
Yeah, so to complete the theme, of course the Porsche 935 K3s were all twin turbo.
Right.
And we got some turbos last fall from a 24 Hour of Le Mans team, ESM Racing. They junked a few turbos, and they really like our car. So Scott Sharp and my buddy that works there decided to send us the turbos.
Excellent.
So the intercooler is mounted on the roof because the turbos are in the back, and it keeps the plumbing short.
Gotcha. Also, it looks great and it sounds amazing.
And it looks cool.
All right. So the turbos then are mounted back just behind the bumper. Yeah, this is actually the same place that they're mounted on in a 935. We tried to make the mounting identical. The exhaust is all stainless steel pool railing from my buddy who was bulldozing his pool. And most of the clamps are sourced from junkyard Power Stroke diesels from a local junkyard. It's spectacular.
So one issue with having the turbos back here is actually that the oil doesn't drain back to the pan. And Porsche had the same problem, but of course they use a dry sump oiling system, so they can scavenge the oil. We use, also from the junkyard, from a mid-90s GM 6.5 turbo diesel, a fuel lift pump to lift the oil back up to the oil pan. That took several revisions to get that right.
Right, I believe it. Excellent.
So for the race, we're only going to be running 4 PSI of boost, so it's more about the look and the noise than anything else.
Just like lemons.
Exactly.
Well, thanks so much, Mike, and have more on this car on Roadkill.
Cool.